Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. Thanks very much for being with us on this day before Thanksgiving. We're going to start this hour with the record number of Americans on the move this morning for Turkey Day. At airports, the FAA is expecting major crowds, saying this Thanksgiving week will be the busiest in 15 years.
But dangerous storms across the country are turning some airports into makeshift hotels, stranding passengers who are just trying to get home for the holiday. Yesterday, bad weather, along with some other challenges, created cancellations and delays at some airports across the country. We're going to have a closer look at your holiday travel forecast in just a moment. First, NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello is at Reagan National Airport with the very latest. Tom, good morning.
Hey, Joe and Savannah, good morning. So listen, not a bad day to fly, at least not so far. We've only got 500 delays nationwide. That's really not bad, and we got 25 flight cancellations. Now, I will tell you, we had 5,000 delays yesterday. That was the busiest air travel day of the week. However, we had a lot of rain and bad weather down in the south around Atlanta, so that really caused some disruptions that then kind of cascaded to other airports as well. Up into New York, we had Chicago O'Hare with some weather yesterday, and then we had Minneapolis and the snow overnight and into this morning. But when you get these major hubs that caused some delays yesterday, and by the way, a delay could be 5 minutes, could be 5 hours, but when you've got some delays, it ripples across the country because flights get behind schedule. Bottom line, very few flight cancellations yesterday, so they have hit the reset button for today. We'll see how the weather impacts travel, but not bad so far. We're going to be watching the major hubs again: Atlanta, JFK, Newark, Chicago O'Hare, Denver, LAX, Dallas. Those are going to be the big ones we watch just because those are very big, as you know, for the airlines. So far, so good, but we'll be keeping a very close eye, at least at the airports. Joe and Savannah, back to you guys.
All right, Tom, thank you so much. Sure, the airports are packed. The highways are even busier. About 73 million drivers are expected to hit the roads over this long holiday weekend.
AAA says today and Sunday the roads will be the most crowded, and that the worst time to drive will be between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. just most of the day. Get on the road now. They also say you should double check your car to make sure everything is in good condition. Get this, last year, more than 600,000 people had to call for roadside assistance for things like dead batteries and running out of gas.
So if you are hitting the road today, what can you expect? Well, it's time for your morning News Now weather.
Angie Lassman joins us on this Thanksgiving Eve with your forecast. Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. We've got some good news. We've got some bad news. So let's start with what you need to know if you're hitting the roads or, of course, flying out of parts of the Midwest and even the interior Northeast. We've got the winter alerts up across both of those regions. You heard Tom mentioning some of that snow, places like Minneapolis. We're still kind of seeing much of that happening as we speak across parts of the Great Lakes, and still dealing with some of the snow and the rain across that region. And then there's that rain for the interior areas of the Northeast. We've got a couple of systems that are kind of sliding on through. So we'll see this line of showers across New England as the day goes on, with that along and ahead of that cold front there. And then we've got some really strong winds and snow, so blizzard conditions across the upper peninsula of Michigan. It's going to be really difficult travel across that region here as we get through the day today. By tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day, we keep the blustery winds in the picture across the Northeast and New England and the Great Lakes, but the Great Lakes are still going to be dealing with those snow bands, especially downwind of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. By the end of the work week, we're going to see things kind of wind down slightly, but we'll still see some slick travel, especially if you're going to be up and down I-90. So that's Friday. Now, big picture look for your snowfall forecast, some really impressive amounts. Multiple feet for the upper peninsula of Michigan. You can see up to a foot anywhere where there's the brighter pink. So again, it'll be significant in some spots and causing difficulty when it comes to travel. I mentioned the winds. 52 million people across those same regions are under wind alerts, and we've got gusts that are 40, close to 50-mile-per-hour peaks today. So just a heads up, Chicago, Green Bay, Indianapolis, all of those locations, you'll be into the 40s when it comes to wind gusts. And peak gusts through tomorrow, still New York City, it looks like we'll see those low kind of mid-30s. So we could see the balloons flying a little lower, unfortunately, due to that. But otherwise, sky conditions look pretty good. We've got some bright skies, temperatures into those low 40s that we'll expect, but it will be quite chilly when you add in those gusty conditions into the low 30s for your wind chill value. So bundling up, especially if you're going to be there bright and early, getting your spot for that Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, guys.
If the balloons are lower, you just get a closer look at them if you're on the ground.
You know what I like about you, Joe? Always looking on the bright side. Thank you.
See every detail of the balloons.
Yeah, that's fine. They could be lower as long as they're up. Thanks, Angie.
You got it.
Well, with Thanksgiving just one day away, many Americans are, of course, getting ready to gather around the dinner table with their loved ones. But for many, getting food on the table is a significant challenge.
The nonprofit Feeding America says 47 million people across the U.S. face food insecurity and experience daily struggles with hunger. More than 50 million Americans have turned to food banks and pantries for help.
For more on this, let's bring in Craig Rice. He is the CEO of Mana Food Center, which is working to fight hunger in Montgomery County, Maryland. Craig, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, just one day ahead of Thanksgiving. Last week, we spoke with you about how your food center is helping people. That was during the government shutdown, when so many people that rely on those SNAP benefits had those issues when we momentarily lost the benefits. Has your center been able to get the resources it needs since that surge in demand? Has that demand continued post-shutdown?
Well, it's interesting. First, thanks for having me. And yes, the need has continued to rise with the government shutdown now behind us. The reality is that we're still seeing those record levels of folks coming in. We continue to see folks who are still feeling the impact of the government shutdown. And so we are asking folks to continue to please step up and help us. Everything from donating food, but especially donating funds. We can, as food banks across America, leverage those funds a lot higher than individuals can at the grocery store. And so donating that money directly to us allows us to have larger purchasing power and actually make an even greater difference in your community.
So for you at Mana Food Center, just how much do high food prices affect your ability to meet the needs of your community this season? Because we keep talking about the fact that so many items just seem more expensive at the grocery store.
The cost for feeding a family here in the shadow of the nation's capital increased last year from $42 a family to $75 a family. That's just over the course of 1 year. And so it's become incredibly expensive as we purchase produce, as we purchase staples. We're impacted by tariffs and those rates that are affecting our wholesalers. All those things matter tremendously, which is why we still need assistance from so many people, whether it's you as an individual, corporations, and of course, our government partners.
Tell us what you have planned for this Thanksgiving and what you're seeing in your community.
So today we'll have distributions from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock and another from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Food assistance providers all across this country are doubling down when it comes to Thanksgiving, but we're also doubling down the day after that and the day after that and the day after that. We're always going to be there for families. We want to make sure that while it is special to make sure you have a meal on Thanksgiving, it's also really important that you have a meal every single day of the year.
Yeah, that's a great point to highlight. We look at this on Thanksgiving, but every single day can be a struggle for so many people. A lot of viewers right now are sitting at home wondering how they can help, not just maybe your organization, but organizations in their community. What's your best advice?
The best advice is to reach out to your local food assistance providers. Make sure that you're giving your time, talent, treasure. Donate to your organizations. Continue to advocate for them as well. It is incredibly important for you to make sure that people are talking about hunger issues. Do different kinds of creative things in your community. We've had the scouts that have come out and done food raisers for us, where they're raising food and going through neighborhoods, collecting that food and then dropping it off at their local food assistance providers. All of it matters. All of it helps. And all we ask is that as the time in which you're sitting around the table with your family, you're also thinking about those who may have a little bit less than you as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Craig. Great to have you with us, and what a great message ahead of the holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Thanks so much for having me.
In Washington, the FBI is now seeking to interview those 6 Democrats who released a video urging members of the military and the intelligence community to refuse illegal orders. In a post on X yesterday, Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin said, in part, "The president directing the FBI to target us is exactly why we made this video." She then accused the president of weaponizing the federal government and using legal harassment as an intimidation tactic.
It comes after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said yesterday that the Pentagon was conducting its own investigation into retired Navy Captain Senator Mark Kelly. Last week, President Trump sparked outrage when he accused the lawmakers, all of whom served in military or intelligence roles, of, quote, seditious behavior punishable by death. He later said he was not calling for their execution.
NBC News senior justice reporter Ryan Riley joins us now with more on this. Ryan, good morning. So some of these Democrats have been going on the record the last couple days, clarifying why they made the video in the first place and then reacting to the president's response. I want to play part of Arizona Senator Mark Kelly's interview last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, then we'll talk on the other side.
I've almost gotten killed for this country multiple times, almost shot down over Iraq and Kuwait on a missile blow up next to my airplane. And then I wake up one day and I got the president of the United States threatening me with my life. I'm not backing down. Members of the military need to follow the law. We wanted to say that we have their backs. His response, kill them.
So, Ryan, we know even some Republicans in Congress are also speaking out about this. Tell us what we're hearing.
Yeah, I mean, the highly unusual nature of this FBI investigation cannot be underscored enough, because normally within the Justice Department, there would be all of these protocols in place way ahead of the idea that you're getting anywhere near interviewing sitting members of Congress about what seems to be on its face constitutionally protected speech from the First Amendment. And members of Congress, of course, also have the constitutional right to speech and debate. And so the notion that the executive branch, that the FBI is going to be coming in and interviewing members of Congress about what appears to be plainly protected free speech is really quite extraordinary, and normally would go through several layers of protections and debate within the Justice Department before you'd get anywhere near that step of actually interviewing people face to face, because there's just no obvious criminal offense or criminal investigation to come out of this. So within the Justice Department, this is really, and within the broader legal community, this is really causing some major concerns. The notion that the FBI is going to get involved in questioning members of Congress for what appears to be protected speech here.
Ryan, what is the Trump administration's next move here?
That's a great question, because we don't really know the details of what they're looking into here. And so, it's not, if you were sort of writing up what's this investigation about, that's a great question, because there's not a really obvious criminal hook. And so I think that figuring out what that criminal hook could potentially be is the next step here. And obviously anybody who's going to be involved in this sort of investigation, I think that could be a bright red line for a lot of people within the FBI who don't see any obvious criminal behavior here or any reason to be questioning members of Congress about what appears to be protected free speech.
Ryan, before we let you go, we want to ask you about something that a number of outlets reported yesterday, a potential health care policy framework now being floated by the White House. It would address those Obamacare subsidies, which are set to expire at the end of the year, which were a big part of the government shutdown we just went through. The president commented on this overnight. What's he saying?
Right. So there's a lot of, there's this idea that that healthcare is really going to spike next year. And so that's what this is sort of potentially to head off. And last night he said that he wanted to, he would be, he'd rather not extend these sort of subsidies that would keep prices down. So that sort of strikes a blow at the notion that there's going to be some sort of deal here to keep those prices down. But I think that's what he made those comments last night, and he said he'd rather not extend them at all. So potentially we could be seeing big spikes next year, which is something that a lot of Republicans are worried about ahead of the midterms, whether or not those prices really spike and cause some sort of backlash against Trump or Republicans in Congress. All
right. A lot to cover this morning. Ryan Riley, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, there are new developments this morning in the hunt for a missing Virginia high school football coach. And it's taken a turn. Police say 46-year-old Travis Turner is now wanted on several counts of child pornography and computer solicitation charges. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock has the latest.
A multi-day search for a missing high school football coach. Now a manhunt for a fugitive after Virginia State Police announced 46-year-old Travis Turner is wanted on serious charges, possession of child pornography and using a computer to solicit a minor.
We are asking for the public's help and providing any information that may lead to his whereabouts.
State police say agents in the early stages of an investigation were sent to Turner's home last Thursday, but they learned he wasn't there. The beloved coach was originally considered a missing person, and police began searching for him using drones and canines. In a statement, Turner's family saying, "We remain prayerful for his safe return. Any allegation should be addressed through the proper legal process, not through speculation or rumor." The Wise County School District telling NBC News they are aware that law enforcement has filed charges against a staff member who has been on administrative leave, adding they'll continue to cooperate with police. The situation upending this small town.
It's not just a football team that's worked so hard to have the season they have and their goal of winning the state championship. We're all family, and the community's been going through heartache.
Last weekend, before the charges against Turner were announced, his undefeated team took the football field.
We talked in the huddle, and we was like, listen, boys, we're going to have to handle adversity here, but we stick together as brothers here, and we should come out with a victory.
They managed to pull off a win and earn a spot in the regional championship. Sam Brock, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.